Hello, my name is Nico Cifuentes. Welcome to our session number 1 from our online juggling lessons as part of the
Youth Engagement Digital Programming from the Cultural Services of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So what you need is
3 balls.
in order to begin, what we're gonna do pretty quick and in a basic way, we're gonna start doing a warm up for our hand, for our wrist. Everybody can do their own warm up at home. This is just a basic example of that. But what is juggling? So, in theory, it is the art of throwing objects on the air and control them, but you're probably gonna in reality, so juggling, it's about try and try and try again, bending over, picking up the objects, learning ways to be patient, and take the time that you need to do it. It's not easy, it's super fun, it is super challenging, it will activate the other side of your brain, and it will keep you learning while challenging yourself, which is always fun. So again, just learn from your mistakes, keep doing it again. If you're totally new into this, when you get to this point that I am doing kind of in a basic juggling 3 balls cascade, you can just appreciate yourself. So this is what we're gonna focus on. Focus on 1 ball for now. We're gonna forget about those 2 and we're just gonna start getting familiar with this. I'm gonna focus today a lot and work on the orange ball as the primary ball. What I want you to do is start throwing the ball hand to hand.
And kind of in a really patient way, an easy way, start looking at that ball, recognize the weight of it, what you need to make sure those toes are kind of the same height and they're not super awkward, and just remember to keep crossing the ball hand to hand. This kind of the height that I'm going for, kind of where I put my hands up here, kind of in this rectangle I am, in this little box if I want to call it, create, is the area that we're going to be working on, right? So I need my ball to go kind of that high and come back down. Later, we will learn how to work to juggle a little lower, but for now we're going to work on that bigger box. So there's no rush, this is a process.
Now, what we're gonna try to do, or what I wanna do, is gonna show you a couple things you could avoid, or some things that could be common mistakes that became habits or became bad habits. So when we do 1 ball, it's pretty common to start doing different heights. So this is one of the first things we need to focus on. Try to imagine on my periphery, I see other part of the room that you don't see. I see some lines, so I can kind of check that my ball always going the same height pretty much, right? So we're gonna avoid where you are seeing a super high right and a low left throw, right? That would be a common mistake. It could be also opposite, could be high, low, high, low. Another really common mistake is to throw the ball forward. So every time I throw it, I gotta start going forward. So we need to avoid that. If that happens, stop it. Get back to a neutral position. Could happen also with only one hand more than the other. Doesn't matter. If it's only the left hand, the non-dominant hand, or opposite, the other hand, get back to a neutral position, and get back to the exercise. This is, so again, those throws that are like that, we're gonna try to avoid them, but you need to avoid going that way, and imagine like an invisible wall here. Imagine this line, it's a wall. You don't wanna touch it. You probably from there can see that line, and my ball probably don't touch it. Maybe we are too close. But you get the point. We want to avoid breaking that wall. Okay? That's a common mistake. Another common mistake is to throw them to you. So the opposite, it makes you backwards, right? So if you saw it sideways, it would be like, it would start making you this. You see, it breaks this wall. You need to keep the balls in front of your body. My hands are kind of always in this position. So the balls are kind of like here. I'm not juggling here, I'm trying to juggle here. So when I'm throwing one ball, even that simple, you can check the position. This will be kind of the dynamic you want with one ball. Keeping that ball inside that diagram you have, right? And then if I turn myself sideways, you can see that I keep my ball kind of in that invisible wall, so it doesn't go forward. But also you can see that my arms are kind of bent. If I go slow when I receive the ball here, my arm bend and go back, right? That's what you see from the side view. Only the hand that received the ball go down. The other hand in this case stays neutral because we don't need to move it, right? Now when you're from the front, you can also see that the position to juggle is kind of like having a 4 or 5 fingers between your body and your elbow kind of. And then you want to be relaxed. You don't want this tight, you don't want to be here, you don't want to be super wide, you want to be here. And you kind of want to be bending your arms and doing this, but also you're doing this, it's like scooping. Every time I receive a ball, I'm kind of scoop and throw it diagonal to go down, right? So it's like a scoop, 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 scoop. Cool, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Now, to do that, what we see is that first, we need to be really confident with the sense of the one ball going back and forth in a good timing, in a good height as well, and also keeping that wall. Now, when you get the second ball, what we're gonna work is, remember that box that we were talking about? If I kind of draw that box, I need this ball to go through that point and come down, and vice versa, right? So close to that, right? So you don't need to try it. I'm just trying to show you how in a slow motion it can work. When you have the two balls, what you need to understand is that when the first ball reached the highest point, the 0 point, when it starts going down, in that moment, and you will see it, that's the moment for you to throw the second ball.
That's the right time when it gets there, right? So you don't throw the balls at the same time, because that would be so complicated when you have a third one. You need to have a time in between them, right? That's the main thing to understand. When the second ball comes in, or the next ball, not the second ball, the next ball, the 0 point is when it's gonna happen.
One throw, one cycle and stop. So through throws, because two balls, right? Throw, 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 right? You can see that always the orange go first in this case. If you don't have two different color balls, it's fine, but it's gonna help you at least to understand while you look at the video. Now, what we're gonna try to do is to do 2 cycles. So we're gonna begin again. I'm gonna begin with my dominant hand, and we're gonna stop when we get back to this position.
So, stop. 4 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. Okay, that's in theory the cycle. Now, the common mistakes that we talked before, they're gonna still appear. So, all those things will happen. So, that's your homework. Get back to 1 sometimes when you need it. If you need to get back to this, that's fine.
Again, we're gonna try 2 cycles, 4 throws. Catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. You can also notice that I'm following the balls. I'm looking at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. Great. So when we get to that point, again, solving those problems and trying to get into the right height, then we are pretty close to get to the third ball. Now, I'm going to show you. Oh, and I'm going to show you. What I want you to pay attention is to the timing of my empty hand. So when I get into this good cycle, you can see that I have a time on my hand. Look at this hand. Left, right, left, right, right? So that happens when I get to the same movement without stopping. So we're doing 4 catches. Now the goal will be to do a non-stop. You can start keeping numbers on it or just try to go for it and don't stop. When you get to that point, feeling confident, you can see what I'm doing now with my empty hands, and you can check that and do that as drill. You can do different kind of things, and that will be your empty spot, your timing for the third ball. So again, if you're here already after these 4 and you kind of like start exploring with like, how can if I don't stop? If you don't stop, look at my empty hand. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. You got it, right? You can see it while I'm talking. Now, when I'm doing that, you can see the lines that are behind, or the lines, the ceiling or the door, to kind of check the height of the balls that I'm throwing. And obviously they're not all the time the same, but they have to be consistent in order for me to have the third ball going. Right? Cool. One of the really common mistakes and really bad habit with 2 balls is that when people try to juggle 2 balls, they do this. In theory, that appears to look easier, more simple, but in theory is not other thing that our brain not being able to do the same thing with both hands and creating a bad habit. When we have a third ball, that would be a whole new trick instead of the basic pattern of the cascade, which is the regular pattern. That's how it's called, cascade of 3 balls. So that said, this will be the mistake number 1 to avoid. If you're getting to this, no. If you begin on the left, if your dominant hand is the left and you rather just begin always like this and you get into this, avoid. Now with the 3 balls, in theory it's simple, right? We just keep going and we put that ball where that clapping was. What happened now is that I'm using 3 different colors, as you can see, so it's easier to explain. I always gonna keep, again, beginning with my dominant hand, the right, meaning I'm gonna put 2 balls in that dominant hand. That also means that the order is the same. I'm going to begin with the orange, the second is the yellow, and the third one is going to be, in this case, the red one. Okay? If your dominant hand is the opposite, you will be here, right? So the first exercise is going to be to do one full cycle or one throw with each ball, right? Meaning 3 throws. It will be this and stop. The goal will be to stop that first throw. 1, 2, 3, stop. And then we're going to begin with the other hand. 1, 2, 3, stop. We're going to do this a couple times. That will be your goal. Stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. So in theory, if you get to that point, you should be able to do, or to try at least a couple cycles. I'm going to try for now 2 cycles, meaning 6 throws. Basically, we're going to get back to the same color in the hands. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5. It's 7. I'm going to do 2, only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right?
So that's the goal, 6 throws. Those are the 2 full cycles of juggling. That's the basic cascade. Now, if you get to this point, in theory, you are juggling cascade. Now it's a matter of keep going and don't stop that cascade. Remember, the common mistakes are going to keep appearing. They're going to be throwing forward the balls. They're going to be throwing the balls to you. There will be variations of height, missed throws, too wide. All those things, you got to try to always adjust your body. So I always get back to a neutral position, which means the standing up, like my feet underneath my hip bones and my hip underneath my shoulder, and I'm kind of relaxed. That's my neutral position. And if I start like, notice that my left throws are like that, instead of keep doing this, right, I'm going to turn this way and try to fix it. But at the same time, you're going to try to be able to control what is your focal point. In this case, the camera is my point. So if I start juggling, I'm like, all over, I'm still keeping up the juggling, but it's really hard for you guys to see something because I'm all over. That will happen. The main thing again, try to always contain. It's nice to keep juggling, but sometimes it's good to stop.
And get back to this and check your lines, check your peripheria, your vision, in order to see if you're doing accurate throws, in order to get a good timing to have a good basic 3-ball cascade, which is pretty much what you see. When you get to this cascade, the goal will be to just keep it. As you can see, I keep eyes on the balls. I can juggle and look at you or the camera for a second, but it's way harder. So I recommend just follow the balls, keep it high in small throws. Remember, if you keep looking at my arms, you can see that I keep bending the arm that hold the ball and throw it. Right? This will be the goal with the 3 balls. Great! Well, that was our lesson number 1 from our online juggling lessons. Remember, this is not easy. It's a lot of practice. It's a lot of timing into it. So just go for it. The next session, I hope you guys are really comfortable with this 3-ball cascade. So practice a lot, because next time we're gonna be doing a couple of really interesting tricks like half shower, and maybe we'll learn it both sides, and maybe we get to reverse cascade, maybe we make it to fake columns, 2 columns,